if you're watching this video, I want you to watch this video to the end, because if you watch it halfway, you might miss out on salient information that I'm going to be dishing out in these videos. I'll make it as short as possible, but I want it to be fully loaded with all the information that you need to migrate. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Show Me Mary or Shifoduri, and this is Show Me O'Clock. Yeah, on Show Me O'Clock, we talk about lifestyle, we talk about God, we talk about relationship, and more importantly, we talk about migrating to the UK as a registered nurse or registered midwife, and everything surrounding working in the UK as a midwife. As you all know, I'm a midwife with over 4 years experience, and 2 of which was in Nigeria and 2 in the UK. And I'm always here to answer your questions. And today, on today's video, I'm going to be talking about migrating to the UK as a registered midwife in 2023. I know I've made a previous video about migrating to the UK. That was in, I think, 2021. But I felt the need to update that information because, you know, every time a lot of things changes, and we are going to be talking about what is happening, how you can migrate in 2023. I'm also going to be giving you different hacks that you can use to make your application good, and to be able to walk over the restrictions that is currently happening, especially in the red list country. So the first thing that you should ever do when you want to migrate is to get full information about the process that you are about to start. You are lucky because now you have me, you have various midwife YouTubers that are already in the space, and they are helping you make things very easy. When we started in 2019, it wasn't easy at all. There wasn't any information about migrating as a registered midwife, which is one of the reasons that motivated me to create this YouTube channel. So I'm going to be telling you, get information, because when you get the full information, you are able to plan with your budget, you're able to plan with the situation of things that are happening. You understand? For example, when I started researching, I didn't know about midwife, so I was following the nursing pathway. So I had a full information that I had to do my IELTS, so I needed to know how much is it going to cost me, how long is it going to take me to save that amount of money or to get that amount of money, or who am I going to talk to that is going to give me that amount of money, and what are the pros and cons about this. So to be a midwife in the UK, you should have been registered, have your license and your registration certificate from School of Midwifery. So your license is what you are given after you've graduated and you've passed your exam. I think it takes about a month, and a certificate of registration is given to you afterwards. This also contains your PIN number, your registration number. Certificate of registration is a very, very important document. Please do not laminate it because you're going to need it wherever you go to. So you need your certificate of registration. With that, you can kickstart your NMC application. So what is NMC? NMC is Nursing and Midwifery Council of UK. This implies that what applies to the nurses is usually what applies to the midwives. In 2019, I'm referring to 2019 because I am just making sure I'm comparing this information to the information we already have on ground. In 2019, a lot of agents came to Nigeria, or there were a lot of agents that were recruiting nurses from Nigeria, which made it very, very easy for nurses to be able to migrate. But since the UK has put Nigeria on the red list, it is now very difficult for even nurses to get agents to assist them with their application. So a lot of midwives come into my DM, do you have any agents that help with application? No, you have to do it by yourself from start to finish. So when you get this necessary certificate, you need to have your passport. Your passport, international passports, we know how it is in Nigeria. It's quite very difficult to get your international passport. So that is the first thing you even need to do, because to even register with the NMC UK, you have to use your international passport. And to be able to register even for your IELTS exam, you also need your international passport. So your international passport is the first thing you need to become a midwife or to migrate to the United Kingdom as a registered midwife. So the first documents that you need, or the first thing you need to be able to migrate as a registered midwife, is to make sure that you are a registered midwife in your country. That is, you have registered, you've trained successfully for 3 whole years or 18 full months as a post-basic midwife. You've trained in your country and you are licensed to practice as a registered midwife. You are licensed to practice as a registered midwife. That is, you've gone to school, you've written your exam, you've had your license and gotten your certificate of registration. That is your evidence of registration that you are on the list of registered midwives in your country. Do we understand that? So after that, after you've finished your training, the next thing that you need to have is your international passport, because for you to register for any of these following exams I'm going to talk to you about later in this video, or for you to start your registration, you also need to get your international passport. Then after your international passport, you need to make sure that all your documents are in place. For example, your birth certificate. If you've changed your name, you need to have your change of name papers. If you are married, you need to get your marriage certificate. If there's anything at all, an affidavit, your wife, anything that you need, your certificates that you need, just make sure you go through it. In the description box, I'm going to drop a list or a link that will show you the list of documents that you need to register as in the description box below, I'm going to drop a list. In the description box below, I'm going to drop a link to the list of things you would need or documents to register as a midwife in the UK. So following that, there are 2 pathways to starting your journey. The first thing is to note that almost all these exams that you do, your verification, they always last for 2 years. Yes, most of this lasts for 2 years. If you read the NMC application very well, you find out that even your NMC application is valid for 2 years. So when you register, they want you to have completed all this application within 2 years of your start, because anything might have happened within 2 years, especially if you are working as a midwife. Your license might have been revoked or something, so they need to confirm that. So you need to put in place that if you want to start this journey, can I complete it by 2 years? Would I be able to complete it at the end of 2 years? Because most of the exams and everything that you need will expire by 2 years. So that brings us to our next questions. Which are you going to do first? I tell people, if you have the money and you are not prepared for your examination yet, you can start by registering with NMC UK. NMC UK is the Nursing and Midwifery Council of the United Kingdom that has a register that you are applying so that they can license you, or so that they can give you the opportunity to practice in their country. So what do you want to do first? If you have the money, please go straight away to register with NMC UK. Start your application and pay your £140. Thereafter, you are able to apply for verification. So your current registration body, if you're in Nigeria, is the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria. If you're in Ghana, I think it's the Nursing and Midwifery Council in Ghana too. If you're anywhere, Liberia, Zambia, you have to verify, find out how you verify your registration once you've done your NMC application. So on our support Telegram group, we have a lot of Ghanaians over there that they also give you information on how to register. So if you're in Ghana and you don't know how to register, or you're finding it difficult to verify your application, just join in the link below for our Telegram group and someone is going to help you out with that. Disclaimer, do not pay anybody any money directly, because I'm not going to be responsible for any scam or fraudulent activity that might go on in that group. Okay, so now that I've asked you what do you have first? If your answer was money, I said you can proceed to starting your NMC application, so that while you're doing this thing, I know it takes up to 6 to 8 weeks for you to get your verification done. So while you're doing all this registration, on the other hand, you can be preparing for your exam. So if you don't have the money, don't worry, start to prepare for your English language exam. But first of all, you can decide what sort of exam do you want to do. Is it the IELTS or the OET? The IELTS is the International English Language Testing System, and the OET is the Occupational English Test. I have a video on my channel that says the difference between both, and if that is going to give you a pointer to what you want to start first. The difference is the IELTS is cheaper than the OET, but a lot of people say the OET is easier to pass than the IELTS. So you can also go online and corroborate this information I'm giving you to know what you want to do best, or the exam that you think might suit your situation. And mind you, do not focus on what people are saying. If people are saying it is hard, it is this, your own is to prepare very well for the exams, because a lot of people fail their IELTS because they do not prepare very well for the exam, or they do not even know how to prepare for the exam. So please prepare very well for the exam, and then you can take your exam. So after you've taken your exam, then you know you've passed, then you can also start with your NMC application. So if you started with your NMC application first, by the time you are being verified by your home country, then it leads you to the two pathway, which is either to take your English exam first or to take your CBT exams first. Unfortunately, a lot of people pass their CBT and still do not pass their IELTS, and a lot of people would have passed their IELTS or OET and do not pass their CBT. So all these examinations require equal amount of effort. So you just need to choose your devil, because at the end of the day you have to cross through both. So I also have a video on my channel that talks about the new CBT exams and how you can pass it. We have a support group for people trying to pass their CBT, but this is only for people who have registered with NMC and you have your authorization to test. That is the evidence for you to be joined to this group, because we want serious-minded people. We don't want distraction. We want people that are really, really ready. So you can't just say, I want to be a midwife in the UK. You've not even registered. You've not done anything, and you want to start preparing for CBT. No, we are not going to allow you on the group. Actually, I'm not the owner of the group. I just happen to be one of the admins to the person that created this group because of the online presence that I have. So there's little or nothing I have to say about this rule. It's a rule that was put down by the founder, and it's just what we have to go through. So if you're trying to pass your CBT and you're seeing this video, you already have your NMC registration, please send a screenshot to my Instagram account, and I'm going to send you a personalized link. Each link is for one person. I can't admit more than one person. So if you give someone your link, just find out that you can't even go into the group again. So as we were saying, if you started your NMC registration, after your verification, you are going to move ahead to do your CBT. So you can do your CBT or you can do your English language exam. The fact remains that no one asks for your English language exam till the tail end, no one asks for it. But because it is one of the things that might delay you when you have opportunities, like for example, for most employers that employ from overseas, when the opportunity comes, they want you to show the evidence that you've passed your IELTS and also you've passed your CBT before they can offer you a job. So right after that, we have established the fact that any way you start, any method, anyone that you start first, right after that, we've established the fact that any way you start first, the essence of you starting at all, or the essence for you to be employable, is for you to have passed your CBT, passed your English language test, and for you to have registered with NMC UK with 140 pounds. So there are some countries that do not need to write IELTS, that is the UK, or they are recognized as English language speaking countries like Guyana. I think there are other countries that I don't even know how to mention, or I'm not sure about them. So if you are in those countries, you do not need to write your IELTS. So what you need to do is to register directly with NMC UK, pay your £140, do your verification, do your CBT, and start to prepare your supporting information. So if you've passed your CBT and you've passed your IELTS, you move to the next stage. We also have a support group. Once you've passed your IELTS, you've passed your CBT, you move to the next support group, which is the post-CBT group. In the post-CBT group, these are people who have passed their CBT, they've passed their IELTS, and they are trying to get an employer. I know it's very difficult nowadays because a lot of employers will say we do not employ for the red list country. But let me tell you, every day a nurse, a midwife is migrating to the UK. So what you need to do is to make your application stand out and to get your information right. A lot of trust might pause their employment from a red list country because of the costs to bring in this people into the country, because when they bring you in, they are sponsoring you, they pay for the license for your sponsoring, and there's an amount that the trust pays out to be able to employ people from the red list country. So it is more expensive than when they are employing from the green list country. But to reassure you, a lot of people are readily employable from the red list country. So sometimes when they fall into a large shortage, they might want to still pick from the pool of the red list country. So don't give up on your employment, keep applying, and just keep doing it. So once you're done with that, you create an NMC application. I think I also have a video on how to create your NMC application, or create your support, do your supporting information. So once you create your your application, so after you've passed your CBT, you've passed your IELTS, and you are ready, the next thing for you to do is to create your job application profile. I know that you can register on different job application websites. You can use LinkedIn, you can use Indeed, you can use Track Job website, you can use NHS job website. All you need to do is to make sure your information on those websites are correctly placed. For example, your phone number, your email, your supporting information. I think I have a video on how to write your supporting information. And also a friend of mine that is also a YouTuber, Khadijat Adeshola, she also reviews supporting application for people, but it might come at a cost anyway, so be ready to pay for that because it takes a lot of effort to review your supporting information. So I can drop our email, you need to send her a message, or even go to our YouTube channel, watch our videos, and you will be able to she has lots of videos about supporting information. So you use your supporting information. When they ask you that do you have a right to work in the UK, just tell them you don't have a right, you require sponsorship, and like that. And in the post-CBT group, what happens is that once they are employing people from a particular trust, you are able to follow through to apply to that same trust. For example, if this trust is trying to apply, is looking for midwives, and your friend has just gotten an offer with them, make sure to put that trust on your tracking list. That's what I tell people. That's one of the tips that I'm going to share today. Even if the person is a nurse, the person is a midwife, the person is a doctor, they got a job from a trust, put that trust on your tracking list, because there is high possibility that they are also going to recruit midwives from them. There's high possibility that they recruit midwives from there. This stage is one of the most frustrating stage of your life, because you feel like, I've passed my exam, I've done this, I'm not getting jobs, what's happening? The trick to it is update your supporting information. Use more than one supporting information. Do not copy and paste. Do not copy and paste from people. Do not copy and paste from the internet about your supporting information. Let it truly reflect who you are. Like, I am going to recommend over and over again my colleague again. She's very, very good at reviewing the supportive information, because she got about 11 offers for interview. And if you're able to break the barrier of getting an interview. Getting a job is one of the easiest things for you to do. The barrier is for you to get that interview invite. Once you get that interview invite and you're able to break the do the interview, you find out that getting a job is always very easy. I have lots of midwives that had 3 offers, 2 offers, and they're like, okay, what do I pick? Who do I follow? Then I tell them, you know what, search the area. What type of area would you like to be in? Do you want to be far from London? Do you understand, if you have family members, you might want to pick somewhere that is closer to your family members. You know, there are a lot of things, options, if you have a lot of options to go with. And from there, if you get a job, most of the employers make sure to read your contract very well to see what they are going to refund. I think we are passing the era, we are already away from the era where employers used to pay CBT. They will pay for your CBT, refund your IELTS. Most of the employers will not do that. So please check your contract well. Ask your employer well, so that you would not hear that my friend got a sponsorship job, they are paying her everything, and at the end of the day, you don't get anything. And again, what is the goal? The goal is to leave the country. The goal is not to even get the best offer. I'm not saying get a bad offer. Do not go for a bad offer. But if the offer is good, and they are not doing something, you can always just go with anyone they give you. You understand? So most of the times, as a pre-registered midwife in the UK, you're going to be employed on a band 3 or a band 4 salary prior to your OSCE exams. So once you get a job, most of the employers would pay for your flights, give you a certificate of sponsorship for you to apply for your visa. And when you apply for your visa, they are going to maybe pay your flight ticket. Some people will tell you to pay, they are going to refund. Please confirm from your employer. Some people would not even pay at all. So it just depends on what your employer is ready to give out to be able to have you. Then once you get to the UK, you start to prepare for your OSCE, which is another barrier that a lot of people are facing, because we have less OSCE tutors. Like, it's even one of the things I want to dive into, become an OSCE trainer. I don't know if you guys are going to love it, or you guys are going to pay for it, for me to be training people on how to write OSCE. I think we should just start doing it in batches, and you know, if people are interested, I'm happy to take them. You understand? Because there are a lot of barriers. A lot of people have the money to pay, but they are not OSCE trainers, and people are failing their exams. So also ask from your employer what their standard is. If you fail your exam, your OSCE exam, unfortunately, are they going to pay for it, or would you have to pay for it? But most of the time, they are able to pay for your exam for 2 or 3 times before they are able to pay for your OSCE for 2 or 3 times. Then afterwards, this is the situation where you now need to present your IELTS results. You present your health certificate or your health supporting information. You just get a doctor to attest to your health, usually a doctor that knows you, that has tested you and you're fit and fine, for you to declare if you have any medical history, be it HIV positive, hepatitis positive, you have something, allergy, you are sickle cell, anything at all. Please review it to your employer, review it in your health declaration. It's not going to take away your job from you. Just reveal it to you, and they are able to support you on how to do your role while still having those conditions. Do you understand? So most of people, before you even while applying for your visa, I think I'll just make a video separately about how to apply for your tier 2 visa. When applying for your tier 2 visa, you will need your TB certificate, you need your police certificate and all of that. And after you've written your OSCE, you still need your police certificate. So please make sure your police certificate is the most recent. If you're traveling out of the country, make sure you get a new one so that it can last you for the next 3 months. I hope this video has been able to explain in detail how to migrate to the United Kingdom as a registered midwife in 2023. So if you have any questions at all, please make sure to read through the description box. I'll be dropping the links that I've promised earlier on in the video. And if you've watched this video to this part, this is a good time to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Drop a comment on this channel, because once you drop a comment, YouTube continues to push this video as relevant to other people. And if you have any questions, you can drop them in the comment section. I'll be willing and happy to answer your questions. And if you need to drop your evidence of CBT registration or your NMC registration, come directly to my DM at nurse_showme on Instagram, and I'm going to send you the link to the CBT and post-CBT group. With this, we'll end this video. I hope you guys please love and show me love by liking this video. Like this video and let me know if there's any other thing you want me to talk about. Till we see you in our next video. Bye for now.